DJ fans.
ENT.
Hi, I'm William Hardy, inspirational speaker, mentor, and poet. And what I'd like to introduce to you today is a spoken words poetry called The Outlet. But before I get into the outlet, what I would like also to do is to give you things that can motivate you and inspire you that are right in your home. For example, let's take the refrigerator for example. When you go to the refrigerator, you place things in there to store them in order for you to be able to eat these things. And in that storage, what happens is it's kept well for you. But what happens when those things in the refrigerator expire? You're no longer able to use them. So the example what I'm using here for you today is this. It's no different than your brain and the thought process that goes on inside your brain. You store positive thoughts, positive thinking, positive value systems inside your brain that allows you to operate in life where you'll be able to perform to your greatest. And so like the refrigerator, if you leave those things in there too long, you no longer can use them because they become expired. Things become rotten. Things become negative. So I'm using that as an example of the things that's going on in your thought patterns. Let's use the stove for example. Now when you go to the stove, you're going to the stove to prepare a meal. So you heat the stove up to your liking and you prepare that dish, you cook it to your liking. It's no different than your brain process. The same thing that happens with those thoughts that are inside your brain, they begin to cook and produce one or two things, negative thoughts or positive thoughts. If you overcook that food on the stove, it's going to burn out and you're not even going to be able to eat it. So it's no different than if you keep using things inside your brain that are no longer able to help you produce positive things in your life, then you'll be stuck with the rottenness, the negativityness. Or for an example, let's use a lamp in your home. Well, when you turn the lamp on in your home, you're turning that lamp on for a source of light. Because you don't want to walk inside of a room and begin to bump into things in the darkness. So it's the same thought process that's going on inside your brain. Inside your brain, if you don't turn on that positive light, you will continue to go through life bumping into things, bumping into situations. You'll be in situations where you just can't seem to find the right answer, the right thing to get you motivated going. Because just like in the dark, if you walk in the dark, you're going to continue being there aimlessly. For example, the radio has many frequencies. So when you go turn on that radio, you turn it and tune it into something to your more liking, something that may motivate you, something that may make you sad, something that may just make you just get enough energy or whatever to go do what you need to do, or make you feel some type of way. It's no different than the brain. The brain operates on things that are able to, one, either motivate you or inspire you. But if you have negative frequencies going on, then these things are going to continuously set you back because you're operating on negative energy. And even in some cases where you might think you are excelling with the negative energy, the consequences at a later time will prove different. Let's go to the TV for an example. When you turn that TV on, you're looking for some source of entertainment or some type of news or some type of fulfillment that either makes you feel better or think better or get more informed of something. So in that case, it's no different than the brain also. The brain is constantly seeking things to be informed, not only to improve you, but to give you the energy and the action part of you that allows you to step up to the platform you should be into life. So I use these things as an example, and the best example I can make out of those is this. All those things are plugged into a source, which is the outlet. And in that outlet, you have negative and positive energy that are operating everything basically that we come in contact with. We even have electricity inside of us that allows us to be able to be energized and move forth in a positive way, or some use that energy in a negative way. The point I want to make to you here today is by looking at these different things in your home, whether it's the stove, the refrigerator, the radio, the TV, the lamp, the fan, whatever it is, just understand that whatever you are plugging into is what's going to allow you to step up and be the individual that you desire to be. So you must plug into something positive in order to make that happen in your life. And that's why I've chosen this spoken word poetry called The Outlet that I'll soon be giving to you. And when you plug into things, understand this also, that you too are an outlet. People plug into you whether you know it or not. Your children, for example, your nieces, your nephews, your uncles, people plug into you for sources also. And we'll speak about that later. Thank you. Cherie sits staring at the stars, dancing around the moon. William sits biting his nails, crying as he watches cartoons. Amy, with her ear to the wall, sits in the corner of her bedroom. Tommy is hiding under the basement stairs, crying, picking splinters out his hands from clutching the old wooden broom. Daddy left them 2 years ago, but claimed he'd be back by noon. Mama's makeup begins to run. She sprays the last mist of perfume. Like the sound of thunder boom, she jumps as she realizes her home has become the Legion of Doom. See, her eyes are open, but her mind is closed. Blinded by the thoughts of a family secret being exposed. Chained down by pills and alcohol, she loses control. Her pain is like a ticking bomb waiting to explode, because you can't hide within yourself when the fear takes control. From all the frustrations, from all the doubts, she screams and shouts and pulls her hair out. But when the children stop laughing and playing around the house, it's too late. They're already searching for a way to get out. Staring at the shadow under the door, back and forth pacing. Your heart beats slower, then it starts racing. From all the abuse, from all the molestation, too young to figure it out, so you try to hide inside the PlayStation. Mama ODs on Tylenol 4s. Tommy is standing there helpless, crying as she lies on the floor. Little did he know that the pain would be more. Amy looks at him, nods her head, then turns the volume up on the Xbox 4. A man knocks at the door, picking pus-filled sores. His daddy, but you can barely recognize him anymore. He left 2 years ago, but he only moved next door. When it rains, it pours. Like the sound of a lion's roar, you ache to the core. Tommy stands there shivering, crying as he looks up to the ceiling and whispers, "Is this what I'm here for? Is this what I'm here for? Is this what I'm here for?" The anger inside begins to bleed. The sheets are hanging, feet are dangling. You can barely breathe. William cuts you down. Cherie begins to scream, awakened by another suicidal dream. And your so-called friends, they offer you pills and weed, saying this'll help you, and you believe. William GPA drops. Now what's the chances that he succeeds? Eating out of garbage cans, crawling on his knees, begging the dope man, "One more rock please, one more rock please, one more rock please." Addiction will plague your soul like an uncurable disease. Amy starts vaping. She thought it was cool, but sadly mistaken. Inhale harder, exhale lighter, blowing smoke out her lungs like a step fighter. Cardiac arrest, flatline, they still pumping on her chest. The devil laughs and throws 2 boxes of cigarettes across his desk and says, "We don't need these anymore. Let them vape themselves to death." Tommy is crying, "Doctors, please, do something, help. Stop standing there, please, do something, help." God sheds a tear, then blows his breath. Amy, wake up, I'm not through with you yet. Amy comes to in the doctor's claim. We need to run more tests. Cherie sees this guy and go, wow, look how dope he is. He's so handsome. And her friends agree he's so handsome. Look how dope he is. Same guy had her strung out on opiates. Now she's drifting off into a daze, nodding off into death, not realizing how really dope he is. Now Tommy is cross-addicted, personality conflicted, a disastrous recipe full of insecurities, not knowing who or what he wants to be. Wakes up screaming in the middle of his sleep. He held a piece of paper in his hand that read positive for HIV. He grasps his breath, he cries, my God, please, this can't be me. My God, please, this can't be me. He reads the paper again. It didn't belong to him. It belonged to Cherie. Now as the story unfolds, Cherie is standing outside in the cold trying to get off bold, thinking one more quick sex exchange. She wipes her nose to catch the drain. She sips more vodka to ease the pain. She gets raped and robbed. Her tears begin to rain. Chained down by the resentment, buried in the shame. Her father came into her bedroom one night and she feels God's to blame. See, crack is the devil, but death is his cane. He creeps into your life to drive you insane. See, the negative thoughts in your brain, they go down into your heart's drain. It's all clogged up, so it's blocked with pain. So no matter how high you get, it all still remains. William is trapped by the lust in his eyes, the cunning and crafty filth that desire provides. Dark pleasure is the devil's gift. Heroin laced with fentanyl on her breast he sniff. Now surrounded by the dimming light, screaming, my God, this can't be it. My God, this can't be it. The prostitute brought him back to life with a Narcan kit. She runs out the motel door, screaming, my God, I promise, if you save me, I won't get high no more. I promise on my life, I won't get high no more. 30 minutes later, she was found with a needle in her hand, dead on the cold basement floor. Amy answers the phone. It's her father with a whispering groan, and he said, sorry, baby, but it won't be long before I'm dead and gone. But please tell everybody, forgive me for everything that I've done, but tell William he wasn't my son. Gone in 60 seconds. He died trying to rob the dope man with a fake gun. Listen, you are more than the rape and robberies that stripped you of your faith and self-esteem. You are more than the weed, the crack, and alcohol, no matter how many times you trip, stumble, and fall. You are more than the pains of HIV. Rest in peace, Cherie. You still could have been the dancer that you wanted to be. You are more than the mental and physical abuse that placed all the insecurities, the resentment, the guilt, the shame, and pain inside of you. You are more than the suicide attempts and the child molestation that caused you to believe that pills and heroin can help you escape the day of no more procrastination. With love, faith, action, and patience, you will look into the mirror and say, I am a new inspiration. No more back and forth pacing. No more back and forth chasing. You are able to handle all of life's situations. See, the positive thoughts in your brain, they go down into your heart's drain. It's unclogged. Glory be to God. I know the situation was hard, but now you have passed life tests. You were created all alone to help save somebody else. Now you are about to witness God's best. See, the power of truth is the power of yourself. You are God's outlet. Thank you.
ENT